Mats, great to see you. Thank you very much for stopping by here at our pop-up studio. Before we start, for those who have not had the pleasure of meeting you, tell us briefly who you are and what you do.
Yeah, great. So I'm Mats. I'm the general manager for Lunar in Sweden and in Norway. So super excited to be here talking about the state of fintech in Norway. And I'm also the chairman of the Swedish Fintech Association.
All right, that's great. So I was in the panel discussion this morning, and also I heard your presentation. It was very, very interesting to hear that Lunar ambition is to become the #1 everyday bank across the Nordics.
That's right.
So this is no longer the neo-banking typical strategy of like we're the side bank. Now you're going into the main, going the main. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah,
What's
definitely.
The thing behind that?
I think both, Scandinavian consumers and small businesses, they deserve better everyday banking, and that's what we're looking to deliver. I think if you take, if you look at customer satisfaction ratings for the incumbent banks, if you look at the customer experience that is old and boring and not really transparent in terms of where is your money going, or doesn't really give you control of your finances when you look at the mobile apps of the incumbents, for example, we're here to change that. So what we're looking to do is to deliver a much better customer experience, a much better interaction with how you manage your funds, and simply give consumers and small business owners more from their bank.
Right, okay, but that's amazing. And now you're the head of Lunar in Sweden and in Norway. Is there any further expansion plans across the region?
I think right now we are super focused on just going deep in the consumer and small business vertical in all of our 3 home markets, which is essentially Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. We just revitalized our consumer proposition in Sweden and introduced a few extra features with bill payments. We're in the process of revitalizing our features also on the small business side. That's going to roll out in Sweden in the next few weeks, actually. Yeah. So then we're just going to focus super hard on bringing that news out and making sure that our consumers understand that and pick up the value of the new products that are coming out. And then you never know, right? We've always said that, we belong in the Nordics. Right now we're in those 3 countries. We'll see what happens.
And I heard a number, just want to confirm it, over 1 million customers.
The official figure I think is around 900,000, but for sure we're going for 1 million and definitely a lot more than that over time.
I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Yeah. All right, now let me ask you about the Swedish Fintech Association. You're also the chairman of the Swedish Fintech Association. Tell us a little bit, what's the state of fintech in Sweden? Because we know there's been movement in the market over the past years. What's the role of the Swedish Fintech Association and what's its ambition?
Yeah, it's tough, right? It's a tough market for fintechs. Access to capital continues to be difficult, and that's a lot what we hear from our member companies. I think in general, what we do as an association is really to gather the industry. We look to bring the industry together, both to interact and to network. I have myself done a lot of collaborations with other organizations in the association, but also to represent towards the supervisors, the regulators, the politicians and decision makers around the fact that fintech is important. It contributes to overall growth of the economy. It contributes innovation, and it's an important area to focus on from a policy standpoint. So it's both doing good within the industry, but also representing the industry.
Amazing, because as we know, Swedish is an enormous market. It's got the highest number of fintechs across the entire region. So it's great to see the Swedish Fintech Association represented here in Bergen. Just briefly tell us, just to close, what's the relevance of you being here as representative of Lunar and also of the Swedish Fintech Association in an event in the Norwegian ecosystem?
Yeah, but look, it's an amazing opportunity to really meet some of the key people, and it's a true who's who of the relevant folks in the Norwegian fintech market, right? And it's super important for us to be able to have those interactions and the collaborations, because on one hand, it opens up for new business opportunities. There's a lot of super interesting companies here that they can be, friends, they can be competitors, but often you find some opportunities for collaboration within the overall ecosystem. So that's fantastic, and I've made some great connections actually today. But then it's also a fantastic forum just to exchange experiences. We all have similar challenges. It can be around talent, it can be around access to capital, it can be, all sorts of customer problems that we're looking to solve. And it's a fantastic forum to be able to discuss those and be able to interact around, okay, but how did you do in this situation? Have you considered operating collaborating in this way. So it's really great that we have these industry platforms where we can come together and talk about how do we solve problems together.
Absolutely. I know it's early on day one. What's been your key takeaway so far of the Norway Fintech Festival?
I think there's just immense opportunity. I think that to me is definitely the key takeaway. I think the Norwegian market, all countries have their challenges when it comes to fintech, but I think the Norwegian market, with all the movement that we're seeing in the market, shifts in customer mindset, I think we're truly seeing a massive opportunity for new innovation and growth. Customers are now ready to actually try new solutions and take on new products. And I'm super excited to see what's going to happen here in Norway over the coming years as that innovation starts to really come to the fore.
Amazing. All right, well, Mats, have a wonderful event and great seeing you again.
Great, thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks. Bye.